Let's consider solve problem 2 on asymptotic analysis. What is the time complexity of the following program? Here is the program available in front of you. You need to determine the time complexity of this particular program. It would be better if you can pause the video for a while and try to answer this question on your own. I hope you're done. Okay, let's move on to the solution. Here you can see this statement is going to take only a constant amount of time, while this statement is also going to take a constant amount of time. Think of this as these two statements are going to take constant amount of time. Here you have the if construct, which says that if n is less than or equal to 1, then return. That's it. There's nothing else in this code. Here in this case you are declaring two variables I and j. Both of these statements are going to take constant amount of time. Okay, so mark the time complexity in this case as constants, right? Now coming to the for loop here. Here this for loop executes n times without any problem. You can clearly understand that this loop is running from I equals to 1 to n. And here the increment is by one step. Therefore, it is clear from this fact that this loop is executing n times. I think there is no problem in understanding this, right? Now let's come to the inner loop. This is very important, let me tell you. Here also, this loop is running from 1 to n, and there is obviously an increment of one step. Now my question is, how many times the inner loop will get executed? If you think it will be executed n times, then you need to think again. I want you to think about this because this is very important. Here if you think that this loop will execute n times, then you need to think again, because there are some other statements you need to figure out in this case. Here you can see within this for loop we have a printf function. Obviously it prints hello on the screen, and after that we have a break statement. Now this is interesting. I want you to focus on this break statement. What does it mean? We have a for loop which runs from 1 to n. But let me tell you, when the condition is satisfied for the first time itself, the printf function will get evaluated, and after that the break will also get evaluated. When the break is evaluated, obviously we come outside of this loop. Isn't that so? So for the first iteration itself, we are getting out of the loop. It doesn't matter whatever the value of I would be. This loop will run only one time. Isn't that so? Here you can see when I is equal to 1, we get inside this loop. When j is equals to 1, we get again inside this loop. Here we will print hello on the screen, and after that break statement get evaluated. Because of this break statement we get outside of this loop immediately. No more runs. So what we were thinking about, that this loop will run n times? No, it is not the case. Because of this break statement we immediately get out of this loop. No matter what is the value of I, inner loop runs only one time. I think this idea is quite clear, right? We can rewrite these two for loops in a single for loop, isn't that so? Here you can clearly see that no matter what, this loop will run only one time. Why can't you simply eliminate it? There is no need for this for loop, right? This loop runs from 1 to n, that's what our thinking. But because of this break statement, this loop is running only one time. So it is clear from this fact that if we eliminate this for loop, then also there will be no problem. You just keep the outer loop. You can rewrite this as for I equals to 1, I less than or equal to n, I plus plus, printf hello. So it is clear that the time complexity is big O of n, right? Time complexity is big O of n. It is not n square. Now here comes the homework problem for you. What is the time complexity of the following program? Program is available in front of you. You need to determine the time complexity. After getting the answers, you can post your answers in the comment section below. Okay friends, this is it for now. Thank you for watching this presentation.